I think I found a method that is about 10 times more effective to teach people flycasting and to make them progress than what we are doing now. In this episode, I'm going to explain you a little bit closer what positive reinforcement flycasting is and why it works so well. But before we do that, I would like to explain you what positive reinforcement training is, what negative reinforcement is, what positive punishment is, and also what negative punishment is. That lingo hails from the training of animals, dog training psychology, if you so want. And what positive reinforcement training does it adds a desirable stimulus to increase a behavior. Generally, these training methods are always about increasing a desired behavior. In the case of flycasting, that desired behavior would be the way how you move your hand, the way how you load, the way how you unload the rod, and the way how you time things, and the way how you are acting within the three-dimensional space and your control over it. And in positive reinforcement dog training, for example, there's a tool like this here. It's called a clicker. I'll show you this in a minute with my dog here in real. And what that clicker, or what you do, is you mark the correct behavior with a certain signal, and then the dog gets a reward. In negative reinforcement training, you remove an unpleasant stimulus to increase a certain behavior. For example, you want your dog to sit and you press on his back until it sits down. That's a negative stimulus, and you take that stimulus away as soon as the dog sits down, and then it has success. At the end of the day, all these reinforcement strategies are about having success at the end. So it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You always want to reach a desired outcome with that. In the case of flycasting, that would be the best possible presentation or the tightest possible cast you can achieve. Positive punishment is adding an unpleasant stimulus to decrease a behavior. For example, if your dog always runs too far away, you put him on the lead, and that lead puts a restriction on him so that he can only go to there. In negative punishment, you remove a desirable stimulus to decrease a behavior. For example, you take that thing away from the dog that it's chewing up. But I personally think a lot of fly fishers, they punish themselves while they teach and learn casting. And the positive reinforcement strategies in flycasting are about creating success and also about building the control step by step. Because here's another thing. Imagine your flycast would be a dog. And learning to flycast is at the beginning like as you would say to a little dog puppy, as if you would throw a dummy away for a little dog puppy and say to the dog, sit down now, go retrieve that dummy, come back and sit down again and give me that dummy. And that little dog is not able to deliver all these movements at the same time. It's overwhelmed. It will not deliver. So with positive reinforcement training, you build that training up step by step. And what that clicker here does, for example, is I'm going to call my dog now so that you see what's happening. I'm going to call my dog now and tell her to give me a kiss. Once she gives me a kiss, I mark that behavior and I give the dog a treat, okay? And you will see how that dog will come and do that with the highest possible degree of joy and enjoyment. Because it is already conditioned to do that anyway, but it knows if I deliver correct, I get a reward. And positive reinforcement training is all about rewarding the right behavior at the right time so that your brain, or the dog's brain in that case, can learn to connect that. Okay, let's go. Rala, come on. How about the pup? Give Papa a kiss. Good girl, hop. Good girl, hop. Give Papa a kiss. Oh, gutes Mädchen. How about the pup? How about the pup? Come on. Give Papa a kiss. How about the pup? Give Papa a kiss. Kiss. Okay. A dog gets rewarded when it shows the right behavior. Give Papa a kiss. How about the pup? Papa a kiss. Papa a kiss. Positive reinforcement fly casting works very similar, but with the fly rod and your mind. Now imagine your mind being the dog, and you train your mind how to do the right thing and enjoy it at the same time, because you can see that dog is loving that shit. Not only because we have some very fine treats here, but also because it is keen to work and to learn, so to say. And that is what Flycasting tuition is missing out. It doesn't make you keen on learning because it never rewards you. And positive reinforcement Flycasting strategies are self-rewarding and also self-educating and self-evaluating. That is the big difference in this game. Show you the dog thing one more time. How about the pup? How about the pup? How about the pup? Give Papa a kiss. Give Papa a kiss. Good girl. Now, if you take, for example, the rattle trigger or the pendulum. No, let's take the fixed line anchor. Let's take the fixed line anchor and you look at this little vibration establishing, and without making a cast, your mind gets a treat because it is success to establish that configuration. And once you understand that these tools that are self-educating, self-evaluating, and self-enjoying from unbiased from outside will help you tremendously, you will not get away from this anymore. Only a couple episodes ago we had an experience from Dario who said he was trying a couple of tools, and by the looks of it, I think he's never gonna look back at all. And going back to dog training, when I was a young kid, negative reinforcement dog training was the name of the game. This is how we did it and how it used to be done and how my grandfather showed it to my father and how my father showed it to me. Nowadays, practically 100% of the dog trainers are only working with positive reinforcement dog training methods. If you don't believe me, give YouTube a little browse, put in clicker training, put in positive reinforcement dog training, and if you cannot cross over that knowledge, or if you want guidance through that process of how to really effectively learn how to cast and how to feel a fly rod, you give me a shout. And I thank you very much for paying attention again and joining the positive reinforcement fly casting movement. You make the decisions by yourself, unbiased, self-educating, self-evaluating and self-empowering methods with the fly rod and line. Enjoy your practice, and please do not forget, we don't own the water owns us.